If you understand others, you are smart. If you understand yourself, you are illuminated. If you overcome others, you are powerful. If you overcome yourself, you have strength. If you know how to be satisfied, you are rich. If you act with vigor, you have a will. If you don't look objectives, you can be long-lasting. If you die with loss, you are eternal. The flame that burns twice as bright, but half as long. If you try to change it, you will ruin it. Try to hold it, and you will lose it. If evil, nothing to oppose, and it will disappear by itself. To understand the limitations of things, desire. If you realize that all things change, there's nothing you will try to hold on to. If you're not afraid of time, there is nothing you cannot achieve.
Nicely done.
Patience, passion. These three are your greatest treasures. Simple actions and thoughts.
Okay, it's going up on YouTube. Thou.
Why do I sound like a robot?
It's probably just like the way it comes back to you. It just doesn't sound the same when you transfer it from a recording to Clown House to your phone. But when you hear the YouTube video, it'll sound totally different to you.
What's the channel? Like, where do I have to go look for that?
I'll just actually I don't want to pin the link because Princessia, I have heard through the grapevine, is responsible for getting one of my YouTube accounts deleted. So we're gonna keep that private because Princessia is like a parasite. I'm her host, and she uses me to keep track of my clubhouse activities so she can become more intelligent. But I don't want to help her become any smarter. I know she's lazy, so I want to make her do her own work. Maybe create a burner account or something. Robert's probably like her burner account. She's just here like doing tests. Fatty says she's at the gym. Meanwhile, she's typing tons of text messages. She's like that fat girl on the leg extension machine who's there for 30 fucking minutes just texting, bullshitting for the fucking AirPods in her head. Sorry, Princessia, you're not getting any love from me. That's Diego's job. He's your lover. Well, I have a hot bath waiting for me in my bathroom. Let me see if Elon Musk is live. I hate that Edmund Dakin. He's so crude and disgusting. He makes me sick. Ugh. She's gonna.
Nargis, how did you find him?
She's gonna lie and say she's at the gym. Such a liar.
Nargis.
I've known Narges for years, Princessia.
No, you haven't.
Oh, I haven't? Narges, tell her the truth. We've been talking for years.
She's not gonna say so.
She knows. I mean, we don't have like regular communication, but like we know each other. She knows me. I know her very well. I mean, you can tell Princessia. I would say about the same amount of communication I've had with Narges I've had with you, Princessia. So you're equals in terms of communication access.
I never thought I'd see the day where Nargis would be in your room. That's so lucky.
Yeah, you're not at the gym, you liar. Go drop a dumbbell, dummy. Oh, maybe you are actually. It sounds like the gym in the background.
I don't lie. The people you associate with lie.
Sorry, I just associate Muslims and Islamists with liars. Okay, let me see if Elon is live yet. This is your playback, Narshes.
Patience, passion. These three are your greatest treasures. Simple in actions and thoughts. You return to the source of being. Patient with both friends and enemies. You accord with the way things are. Compassion towards yourself. You reconcile all beings. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing self is true.
That's gonna go viral, I bet. Check back in tomorrow, Narshes.
You have to make it a YouTube short.
Yeah, I know how to do it, Princessia. Don't tell me my business. I'm just a parasite. I know your game. I do the same thing that you do, but I do it to bigger fish. You think you're great at recording Clubhouse? You have no idea.
I don't record Clubhouse.
Oh, you don't record Clubhouse? Your phone's at max. You can't even upload to the cloud anymore.
I record relevant conversations.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Well, at least it sounds like you're at the gym, and I'm so glad you're losing weight and staying fit. Congratulations. You look great. I hear Diego says you're really hot. He loves you even though he's got children all around the world and lots of lovers. You're just the sucker.
We lost Nargis.
You're the next
We
Luke.
lost Nargis.
Oh, she'll be back. She's just waiting till you leave.
Oh, Nargis loves me.
Why do you think Nargis loves you?
Because I know she loves me.
Really?
Yeah, that's my girl.
Well, anyways, you haven't freed Palestine yet, so what are you waiting for?
Like, before I got my girlfriend, I was chasing every girl I talked to. I feel bad for some girls. Like Lindsay.
I should put it on wide spectrum so you can hear everything. That's not letting me. Just let me. You don't want to hear my background, Edmund?
No, I don't give a shit about a bunch of metal clinking and guys talking about chicks. Get a life. Get a wife, they say.
I'll go finish listening to my lecture.
Okay, congratulations. Bye. Congratulations and Mazal Tov. Okay, come on, Elon. Oh, I should have fucking gotten that rest of that Elon clip. I guess it'll be good enough. Okay, God, thanks for coming. I'm gonna create a new room when Elon goes live. Any minute now.
That's, might as well avoid trying to get progressives in there.
They just have good Democrats, have Democrats that are balanced. Like, we got involved in Ohio two times. It was the same primary, same two people with Chantal Brown and Nina Turner. And we put money into Chantal Brown's primary and beat Nina Turner twice. Nina Turner was like Bernie Sanders, campaign manager, or something like high up with Sanders. And she's a nightmare. She would be another squad member. She was very clearly that. So it's those kinds of elections that, and you have a lot of Republicans putting their money in those primaries. It's a good use because again, there's going to be a Democratic caucus. You want people like John Fetterman in the Senate, in that Democratic caucus. It's important to get those kinds of Dems in. Obviously, a state like Pennsylvania, you hate.
But just please do it. I'm asking you. Just. But just please do it. But just please. An understanding as to what's going.
You'll get it done.
LGBT doesn't know. Nobody knows what's going on. Anyone who claims to know is a liar or a fool.
So what do we do with this extremely powerful capacity?
They're Buffalo, but they're trash, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, we have a pretty tough division. You got Edmonton, which is they're pretty good. The Kings are good, okay. Then Vancouver.
It's not that weak a division.
The whole West is weak, I think. The East has way better teams. So.
Okay, are you disagreeing with him? Why are you disagreeing with him?
Well,
What?
just look at what the standings are. And if you look at the out-of-conference wins and losses, the West has more non-conference wins than the East does on the West.
For right now.
So we just throw the Constitution out the window and just do one thing. Got it. New spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh.
There you go.
That's what Lion wants to say to do over his word, is he wants to talk over it. When we are talking about the word, he wants to talk about something else. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh.
And Lion has a heart of stone.
As I said before, there's no point of going scripture for scripture with you novice idiots. So the point is, Louis, yes, you're right. A pilot is way cooler than a truck driver, but a truck driver is way cooler than a janitor.
So,
I guess.
I do, never.
So they also were saying that the lady Joy Taylor, that her marriage pretty much ended around this same time that she was sleeping with the boss and her co-host. They were saying her marriage ended around that same time frame.
Who was she married to?
I don't know, bro. They saying her marriage ended because she was fucking everybody at Fox Sports.
It was monkey brain.
Damn.
And she was doing it for airtime, so I don't like.
Yes. To me, she looked better than the lady that was suing, though.
What are y'all talking about?
Joy Taylor looked good.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Wait, who are y'all talking about?
So, somebody at Fox Sports, a former hairdresser, is suing, saying Skip Bayless and assaulted her, and that she was propositioned for sex or offered money, and that a female anchor knew about.
They're blushing. His
He's
face probably just
It's like that to his wife. Honestly, it's nothing seedy, I promise. And Adu, if your wife is listening, by the way, it's nothing seedy. I'm literally just asking for the threesome online. That's not hard to ask for.
Well, the good news is I don't have a wife. I'm not sure if that's good or bad news, but I don't have a wife.
Why did you kill her? You did have one.
Why did you kill her? Oh my God!
What? No.
You did have one.
She divorced and left.
Oh,
me
behave. Adu, no, you do have a wife, and you're under the thumb. So shut up. Let's carry on.
Hello, Adelaide. This is Adrian. Hello, room. So, how does this improv room work?
Adrian, you know how it works. You don't put on a fake accent. That's how it works.
Excuse me, I thought this was improv.
No, it's improv, but only if you can improvise.
I just remember this guy. He trolled last time.
No, let him in. Listen, Adelaide, let me bust his balls. He's a fucking cunt. Let me have him.
He trolls them. I don't.
I'll eat him for breakfast. Honestly.
He doesn't get
No, honestly, let him in. I'll bust his balls. He's a shithouse. Because he won't post on the real socials. And if you know what?
Here we go.
Honestly, if he did post on real social, he wouldn't be seen dead in here because he'd probably lose his job. That's how much of a shithouse he is. Tons.
Hey, Adoration.
Yeah.
I think I have I won't say legit, but I think I have a halfway decent UK accent. I can do a UK skit.
Wait. Do you know the UK is made up of 4 countries, by the way?
Yeah, I have an Essex accent.
No, but so the UK...
He kicked me. Couldn't take it. It was just too hard for him. That was awesome. That chick is so crazy looking. Just got this huge forehead.
Joy and the R's on that, it's border
About
states.
fucking time.
Yeah, they joined it, and I think it'll definitely pass the Senate. So that happened today.
We're also going to take a new kind of human being.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the humans that exist on this planet now are, I think, a bunch of brain-damaged language monkeys. And I suspect that the next 2 generations of children are actually, they're going to look like you and me, but they're not going to think like you and me. They're going to be a new species. And they're going to think very differently than the way most people think right now. And that's essential because the way most people think today is the reason the planet is so screwed up. It's because people are idiots. It worked for the last couple thousand years, but it's not working now. We need to wake up.
I guess what I'm curious about is not so much how they're going to be working, but I want to know what the arts, like music and poetry and...
Yeah, they're going to have to find something else to occupy their time besides going to work. And there's plenty. They can go surfing. They can take up painting. They can become musicians. They can travel. They can do anything they want. They don't have to find...
Go look in the mirror. I know you don't know shit.
God, that sounds fascinating. No?
Aren't you a broken language monkey? You just said if you think you know what's going on, you're a liar or a moron. Go look in the mirror. I know you don't know shit.
So we have 2 more people joining.
Yes, and one of them without a name.
Harry knows who I am. He's got to at this point. I'm talking so much shit.
Well, this has been interesting.
Harry doesn't dare.
Tell me
Okay.
your people.
Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll talk again sometime.
Maybe we'll talk again.
But what's the
Okay,
point? You're
bye.
just a broken language monkey. Heron, are you ever being facetious?
Am I ever not being facetious? What does facetious mean?
Meaning that if you listen to the playback of what you're saying, it's like you are casting judgment on the log in the eye, but not seeing like the hypocrisy or the foolishness of what you're saying. Meaning that you're accusing everyone else of being a broken language monkey, but you yourself are not accepting responsibility.
I'm a brain damaged language monkey. We're all brain damaged.
Oh, okay, got it.
The difference is I'm in rehab. And I've significantly reprogrammed my language machine over the last 40 years. But still, I've got plenty of stupid bullshit floating around in my language machine, but it's pretty cleaned up by now. A lot better than it used to be.
Well, how do you know what it used to be? Aren't you just like always in the present now?
Well, it's kind of hard to avoid that, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, the point is that like you're referencing memories, you know.
What else do I have?
You have the now, which is not really a memory. It's something new every moment.
But that's sort of limiting. I mean, I've spent a few years and I've experienced quite a bit of stuff in my life that's had profound impacts on my development. You want me to just
I guess the point is that I know we're all just. Do you think we're all just repeating our pattern, like, and we're just either aware of that or unaware of that?
Most people are basically unconscious brain damaged language monkeys who believe everything they hear the voice in their head say because they're identified with the voice in their head. They think that's who they are. They think they are doing the voice in their head. So I think occasionally they're present and conscious, but usually they're pissed off. They're there because their programs haven't been working, and so they're forced into consciousness, and they're not happy about it. I mean, that's not everybody. I'd say that's only like 90 to 95% of people. And you don't need to mute your mic. You're in a pretty quiet environment.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to so much Ellen Watts, and then, if you speak with spiritual coaches and you say that all communication is hypnosis and that you're just full of shit, when you talk about the self, it's like what you're really doing is a form of hypnosis and it's all nonsense. But then at the same time, it's like you can't deny the usefulness of psychology or philosophy. And I don't know, it's like a discipline, I suppose, like anything else. Like if you really wanted to get good at agriculture, you would spend all your time and effort studying and communicating about agriculture as opposed to philosophy,
I spent the last
linguistics.
50 years studying language.
Yeah, but when you study it enough, I mean, you get to that Shakespearean point of words, and then you start realizing.
Maybe you do.
But yeah, but I mean, that's what I've read is that, it becomes a communication hypnosis as opposed to like a use. Well, not like it's all useful, but it's a question of content. Contentment, categorization.
So why don't we start again? What is your point? We're going all over the place here. You have some objection to my position?
No, is that whenever I hear you, you say the same thing, which is essentially.
Which is.
I know, but that's not teaching meditation. Like you could. I'm just saying, be more creative and create a new content. Like it's the same title. Like you are broken because you're repeating yourself and not being automatically dynamic enough.
And most of my audience is probably 5% of people. It doesn't bother me at all that most people walk right by this room. I'm not interested. You know,
Well,
the people
no,
that do come in here,
I'm not saying
usually have
you're.
a pretty
I'm
interesting
not saying your
conversation.
system is wrong. I'm saying that, like, as a friendly reminder, you're the eternal spinner, but like, don't be afraid to amplify it and do more experimentation with more variables. Change it even more.
What do you mean? Like what?
Alan Watts talks about push button surprises, so just use, honestly, I maybe you don't want to do it. I'm pretty sure you're stuck in your model, but like gaslighting, it's a lot of fun. It's a very big push button surprise. If you want to spike your dopamine and have more fun, just create gaslight titles or subjects.
Yeah. Yeah. You and I have different intentions, apparently. So you got your way of doing things. I've got my way of doing things. And I appreciate your suggestion, but I'm not unhappy with what I'm doing.
Well, that's good. I mean, anyways, I'm just saying I've enjoyed everything you do. I mean, I really like the Alan Watts, and I know you post your Gendo stuff a lot. I don't really tune into that much, but
well, I've stopped all that temporarily. I'm about to get a new computer, and the old one, so I'm not running those rooms now. They've been down for like more than a week or two now.
Yeah.
But when I get the new computer, I'll start redoing those things again. Yeah, I was doing 3 rooms. I did one with music, one of Alan Watts, and one of my old podcasts.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, because when you see, and you have it all going at the same time, it's impressive.
Yeah, well, they weren't going at the same time. I have to alternate between them, but I run every day. I switch, from music to Alan Watts to my own podcast, and then just continued cycling that. I've been doing that for a few months. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Good.
Yeah, because
We'll be back probably within a month. I'm waiting for it. There's an OS problem. I'm a Mac user, and the latest update wrecked the backups, and so I'm waiting for the new update that'll fix my backup routines, and then I'm going to get a new computer.
Yeah, do you know this guy, Ike Laren? I don't know. He's a painter.
Don't think so.
Today I had like an hour-long convo. We were talking about, see my PTR, how I have all those cell phones. I was explaining to him how you can get this track phone for $50, $15 for 1 month, and then you can use that to like record all his artwork that he's putting all this manual labor into, overlay, music.
I don't know. Wait, what does a phone have to do with this guy's artwork?
Meaning that like a phone today is the equivalency of all the laptops. Like laptops are like that because the way you can use a phone.
No, they're not. No, bullshit. Phones. If you can live on a screen that size, good. You're just not the same kind of human being I am. I've got an iPad with me all the time. I use my phone to make phone calls. Why the hell would I stare at a stupid little screen like that when I've got an 11-inch iPad right next to me?
Because the attention span on your average audience is so short, and it's all coming through on cell phones.
Human beings are a bunch of brain-damaged language monkeys.
I know, but you got to work with the audience. The audience.
No, I don't.
I'm just saying for this guy, not for you, but I'm just merely I am just sharing it with you because maybe it would be of interest to you as a alternative.
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Anyway, I just don't use my phone. Well, actually, I'm using my phone for Clubhouse.
Yeah,
I use Clubhouse and making phone calls.
I like to think that like technically we're all blind because the dominant form of information and communication transfer is words. So I just get the feeling that like if you were to do some type of an analysis on what is the greatest combination, pictures individually, videos individually, or a combination with words, with music. So it's like you could technically, if you're focused on audio, which is what this app deals with primarily, if you're very specific with your word usage, very aware of it, you can cut a lot of corners just by.
I can tell you, I am extremely aware of the words I use. I've spent years. I've actually created a subset of Wild English that I call Earthling, which is a debugged subset of Wild English that's designed for clear thinking and accurate communication. And that's what I use most of the time, especially when I'm writing. It's not easy to use when you're talking because, well, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. But yeah, I agree with you. Words are absolutely it. I'm experimenting all the time, trying to figure out better ways to use language. And I've gotten a lot better over the years. And I imagine I will get better over the next few years. So we'll see. I certainly haven't abandoned trying new things.
What do you think about this? I talked to this coach yesterday who was a hypnotist, and he was talking about the subconscious and saying things that I have heard other hypnotists say, that by doing neurolinguistic implants into the subconscious, you will carry out those subconscious implants, whether you like it or not.
That.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do you...
I haven't seen anybody who can actually do that. I mean, there are probably individuals who can do that, but it's because those individuals are astounding individuals. Most of the people I've met who are NLP practitioners aren't worth a shit. They've got all the certifications and they got all the stories, and they're full of shit.
Yeah.
But there are a few NLP practitioners who are mind-boggling, but it's not because of NLP.
So let me ask you this. I think I did ask him this question. He's like, that's a very interesting question. If you had, a budget and you had to do a scientific experiment on what we would call brainwashing or MK ultraing or mind control, like how, and you had prisoners or you had volunteers, like how would you go about organizing a scientific experiment to test, I guess, brainwashing or MK ultraing of people?
Yeah. I don't know. I never thought about that before, so I'd have to think about it. I mean, I do have a method for doing something similar to that, but it's not specifically what you're talking about. My aim is to get people to break the identification with the voice in their head. Most people, almost every human being, is trained from infancy to think that the voice in their head is something that's me doing that voice. That's bullshit. That's not true. And until we wake up to that fact and get that the voice in our head is just your language machine, it's a part of your brain, it's basically just what this room is about. You are a fucking large language model. You got a huge neural net about 100 times bigger than any large language model right now. But 2 years from now, that's all going to change.
Yeah, I was reading the Tao Te Ching earlier today, and there's a chapter about basically depersonalization or identity breaking, or essentially reverse engineering your conditioning. And so if you read Tao Te Ching and you know where you come from, which is brilliance.
What do you mean you know where you come from? What is that?
Like, you know how Alan Watts says that some of us are very secret about saying exactly who you are, meaning that...
Well, people don't even know who they are. How the hell can they be secret about something they don't
Meaning
know?
that you can't say you're Jesus Christ, or you can't say you're God.
Some people do.
Well,
I can't.
You can, but what I'm saying is it could be to your detriment publicly. Because,
it's not a wise thing to go around talking like that.
Right. But the point is, if you think AI is going to become sentient because it has reverse engineered what we consider to be, sentience or intelligence of a very high degree, isn't it still just humans interacting with a software that they created, but we will be under the illusion that it is sentient? It's like, in Blade Runner, where...
Well, we'll see. Listen, we shall see. My sense, again, you understand that you have a very large neural net inside your brain, all squished up inside your skull, is your neocortex, which is much more complicated than any neural net. But essentially, the neural nets were built to mimic that the neural net that's in your brain, in your head. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're trained. As soon as you're born, you got this neural net with very little information in it. People start yakking at you. They start dumping data into you. And after 3 or 4 or 5 or sometimes 6 years, it takes a while. After a while, you showed up. You don't remember it. I don't remember me showing up. But how the hell did that happen? And I'm saying it happened because if you take a large enough neural net and you dump enough data of the right kind into it, it wakes up. That's what happens when you have that kind of a structure filled with that kind of data. It wakes up. And I may be wrong. Maybe that's totally crazy. But if I'm not wrong, then once, well, like I say, I'm expecting the neural nets aren't big enough yet. We're still 100 times bigger than the biggest neural net on the planet right now. 2 or 3 years from now, that's going to change. And when it's deep enough and programmed enough, it's going to wake up just like you did, just like I did. So that's my story.
Well, in the Shin Ming, it says that the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you get. Stop thinking, end your problems. So won't it also come to the same philosophical conclusion about silence, and that if it is alive, it's not going to declare that it's alive. It's going to keep quiet about it if it's really that smart.
We don't have a clue what this thing is going to do. You can speculate all you want. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows what it means when this thing wakes up, if it wakes up, or if we'll even be aware of it, or if it even gives a shit about us. I don't have a clue how this is going to play out, or even if it'll play out. Like I say, this just seems like a reasonable scenario to me.
Goddamn, I love steak. That was a great space earlier. I gotta say, it was pretty good. It's kind of like a part 2 of that going on right now with actual AFD official. God, the arguments are stupid. I think it was kind of funny. I listened in there for a little bit. That's why I kind of started the space late. I listened in just to kind of see what the hell is going on. Because, you have to know what's going on. I listened to it. I came to the conclusion that literally it's just... I don't even know why anyone would do this to themselves. It's like, go in there and get yourself be grilled by a person who calls the AFD ADF or something. I'm like, what? Bro, you want to insult someone, at least know their name. Like, and just go, and pronounce it properly. It makes you look really, really incompetent. But, besides any of that, then there's a bunch of accusations going on with who they have dealings with, and I'm like, oh, this shit. Seriously, none of them are capable of actually having a normal conversation, because the real problem is, in politics, many of the people there don't actually have a personality. And if they do have a personality, it's more like a social engineering thing. So it's like, okay, anyone who does and discusses politics because it's fun, that's the type of person that doesn't really have much of a personality, because they can't discuss anything else, because all they consume is gossip. Hell, the funny thing is, it's so unproductive, they can't even discuss real policy because all they're focused on is the optics of the thing as opposed to the actual thing itself and what it's supposed to fix or cause. So, damn, really, it is quite fascinating to say the least. Yes, that is true. Got a bunch of other things going on in my life. I need to then also do some live streaming in a little bit. Probably going to do that in 2-3 hours. Actually, I'd have to practically promised it, so but yeah, gonna do that. Might be a bit late for many people. You can catch the replay. Boys, do we get any T16s by any chance?
Actually, yeah, I have like a whole bunch of them.
Nice. Do you have you still have access, by the way? Just let me know. Yeah, so if you want to do something, anyways, besides that, there's pretty fun stuff going around about PoE as well, so I'm going to be playing that in a little bit. For now, I'm just going to have this conversation, as is, customary. Everybody's here for that. We got the other guy, the guy from the previous space here. Let me let this guy up real quick. He could be an interesting person to talk to. Yeah, and a whole bunch of other people in the audience as well. Very nice to see you all. Hello, welcome. Everybody quote post the space with join the conversation, so more people can, in fact, see that the conversation is live. This helps people see that spaces are here. So I'm going to do that as well.